award for most ironically titled game of 2018 goes to...
Roy Rogers.
When Kojima got shit-canned for blowing his budget on black frame glasses and Yoko wigs, we got more than a baby in a bottle and a Jeff Keighley crying fit in return. We were treated shortly thereafter to the news that Metal Gear Solid would return!
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Sort of. Look, the game isn't even that bad in a concrete, nuts and bolts kind of way. Almost like kicking to the curb the cat who replaced all that pesky gameplay with animu flips and repeated printings of his own fucking name might have been holding the actual game back or some bullshit, but therein lies the rub. Kojima fanboys don't give the faintest fuck about gameplay. If they did, they wouldn't routinely celebrate one of the most shallow stealth games in the history of the genre. They want one thing, and one thing alone.
It's good to have land.
Kojima, all over their face, neck, and chest. They want nano-vampires while running up a goddamn aircraft carrier. They want cyborg ninjas backflipping off missiles mid-flight. Then they want a 45-minute Kodak cuckfest where Rose asks Raiden why he never stays to snuggle after a snog. And while all those things are truly terrible, and you should feel bad for enjoying it, they do provide ample distraction from the gaping, feckless nothing where the goddamn gameplay should have been. Without it, like Keighley following a fully nude Hideo Kojima up a fire ladder, all you can do is admire the whole. Next! And the award for most appropriately titled game of 2018 goes to, hey, who wants a stealth game with no stealth in it? Get back in your fanboy boink box, Kojima. As you may already be apprised, on Razor Fist Arcade, we played the pre-alpha of what the press loosely categorized as a game, and shit, how do I put this tactfully? Sucked 17 rhino cocks in rapid succession. Ooh, better run, retards! The Muff Monster's gonna catch my faceless, no distinguishing characteristic having ass and force me to respawn fucking immediately? What is this, a bank bailout? Where are the fucking consequences? And hey, I wonder what could be more agonizing than circumnavigating an actively bleeding vagina furnace, evading insta-kills from cunt beasts and walking fucking breastises. I know! Fucking checkpoints! How in 19 nipple-plated hells can it be full-blown, fake-eyebrowed, Kanakistani current fucking year, and we're still somehow fucking around with a checkpoint save system from a time when Germany still had a Kaiser? Insta-kills and checkpoints. There's the finest pairing since paint shakers and nitroglycerin. Memo to Playway. 3 hours of poorly paced art design dog shit is not a game. It's Blade Runner 2049. And speaking of androids on the autistic spectrum... The latest chapter in a modeled, meandering tome entitled The Myth of David Cage's Talent arrived in mid-2018 to the eternal enjoyment of Twitch streamers and no one the fuck else. If by eternal, you mean purged from the public memory banks like Chris Benoit, Stowe, and Tony Martin Sabbath songs on Hillary's private fucking email server. Have we learned our lesson yet, folks? Every time a new David Cage pretense party hits the Sony marketing machine, we strap into our hype-lubricated gamer gimp suits and brace for imaginary awesomeness. And then instead... we get a David Cage game.
I'll think of something. There's got to be a way out of this.
We can't let them stop us. Not that we're so close.
If buyer's remorse could break the sound barrier, David Cage would be Chuck Yeager. From movement clunkier than a secondhand Mad Catz controller to action stickier than see above. When it isn't playing like festering shit, it's written like it. Setting up a one-sided story wherein the only emotional surrogates are stuffed with more silicone than Nicki Minaj's ass, then beaten, bellowed at, and otherwise sold into cyber slavery by some of the most anti-human, ham-fisted horseshit this side of a Washington Post stink piece. Detroit Becomes Solvent is an object lesson in the perils of answering more questions than you ask. Fashioned for a beat that you hold in your dumpy digits, and old school choose your own adventure book. The dust jacket's gorgeous, the cyberpunk theme seems intriguing, but by the time you hip check past page fucking 1, you've encountered more walking southern bigotry caricatures than the cast of fried green goddamn tomatoes. Why even flip the fucking page if everyone with a pulse is a prick? The next time you sell a game on choice, try actually giving me one. I don't know if androids dream of electric sheep, but someone certainly got fucking fleeced. Next!
Oh my God.
How is this even possible? No, seriously, how in the heliocentric solar system can a game with literally everything going against it, from an anti-gamer goat fuck in which the project lead incites his target audience to, quote, not fucking play it, to an onslaught of unwelcome design missteps such as utterly shit weapon selection and needless lobotomization of bullet drop, and in spite of the resultant subterranean expectations, when the fucker finally drops, it somehow, some way, one-ups its own fucking failure. How profound a fuck-up, you inquire? Let's make like Count Von Count and crunch them numbers. And the number of the day is 23.
I love counting.
As in the 23% that EA's stock price dropped to in September of 2018, 2 full months before the game so much is launched. Tomorrow's number is 45. The percentage by which EA's stock price has fallen fucking since. The Battlefield 5 effect, my friends. But the tragedy du jour is that its predecessor, Battlefield 1, for all its faults, was more than motherfucking good, making the bold decision to commemorate the notoriously underexplored World War I setting, one which triggered a small wave of world-class Me Too efforts that arguably one-upped it on the simulation front, from the clunky realism of Verdun and Tannenberg to more story-focused fare like Valiant Hearts. DICE done innovated for fucking once, and the result was what is to this date the best-selling Battlefield game ever released, followed immediately thereafter by 2 of the lowest-selling butt-fucking Battlefields. Well done, dipshits, for ignoring the infinitely more interesting stories of actual women fighting on the Russian front of World War II in favor of a cockney steampunk/Monjan cyber-feminist, to the immutable fact that they fucked the goddamn gameplay to St. Petersburg and back. Battlefield 5 squandered every iota of goodwill and commercial momentum accrued to that point, and it might have been number 1 on this list, if not for a nuclear bomb. Fallout 76 remaining players. Let us mosey our asses on over to November of 2011. Black Sabbath announced their ill-fated fucking reunion, the Mars rover lands at the base of Ballsack Basin to name a Boulder secret squirrel for the bargain price of 18 bill, and Bethesda drops the long-awaited 5th Elder Scrolls entry, heralded at launch with fountainous ribbons of fanboy spunk. One lone voice advised caution. Skyrim is not, I repeat, fucking not a bad game. Yet. Give it 1 or 2 games down the road, if the series holds to its present streamlined course, it'll suck ass through a fucking garden hose, and you can fucking quote me on that. You know, I hate to say I told you so, but fuck you, I was right, fuck you, I was right, fuck you, I was right. And right on schedule, just 2 games down the line, the RMS Todd Tannick hit the Scheissberg bow first, and Bethesda's been bracing for a transatlantic belly flop ever since. Who'da thunk tearing a terrible-ass multiplayer mode, originally intended for Fallout 4, out of the already arcing toward awful effort in question, jamming it in a $60 Blu-ray box and calling it an MMO, might have backfired fucking profoundly. Apart from anybody at all with activity above the brainstem, I mean. Cause who on planet Earth wants to wander the wasteland solving mysteries and shotgunning the shit out of super mutants in single player when you can remove said quest, replace the NPCs with NPC 12-year-olds blaring Imagine Dragons over their Xbox headsets and amble across post-apocalyptopia pretending to have fucking fun? I know nothing screams role-playing to my mouthy ass like palling around with 5.5 other destined heroes of the wasteland decked out in fine pleather plot armor, collecting copper wire and deathclaw cocks to craft a fucking Fisher-Price playhouse. Did I mention you can alter absolutely everything about your character on the fly? No decisions, dice rolls, gameplay commitments, or god forbid fucking role-playing required. Just open skull, insert silly straw game design, painstakingly engineered to appeal to any and all algae in the gene pool. You know a game's gone tits up when you see it for as little as half off within weeks of its original launch. And while the negativity may have since lapsed into ludicrous territory, can you really blame these brainlets? With more empty promises than 12-star Citizen trailers, we're rapidly approaching the point where Bethesda couldn't sell beans at a farting contest. Next time you ask us to pay a full retail price, try floating us a full retail game. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
But there is one big difference with this game. It's that each of those characters is a real person.